is Monday, November 9th, 2020. Good morning, 9:51 a.m. Okay, let's see what's going on. The market is on fire today. Okay, let's look at the Dow. It's up 1,584 points, up 5.64% right now, 61%. The S&P, let's look at that. Where is our ES? The S&P is up 114.5 points. It's up 3.29%. What is going on is Pfizer is showing, Pfizer's early data shows that its vaccine is more than 90% effective, and the market's rallying on that news. And then also, well, on the other side, actually to the downside, Biogen goes down 30% today as the FDA panel votes against the Alzheimer's drug. But Pfizer's really shooting the market up today. Let's look at what the S&P looks like. Okay, let's look at the daily chart first. And you see, remember we spoke about if it breaks massively above this on massive volume, that might be a start of a new bull market. But we have to see. There's still a lot of election uncertainty. I don't care what side you're on. I'm just telling you facts. There's a lot of lawsuits that should be hitting today. A lot more lawsuits. Trump is fighting this. There's a lot of evidence that seems to be coming out that there may have been some issues with the election, with the voting, and it's been very razor sharp, tight. So we might have a little bit of a rocky road ahead. But nonetheless, the market has popped today. We will see, where it goes later on today. But so far, it did go above 3,600. It did hit 3,668. So let's see. Here we go. Look at this. That would have been a great short at the top, right? But now it's sitting at support on the 5-minute. And let's look at the 30-minute. It looks like the sellers are selling this market. Like I said, there's a lot of uncertainty still out there. So what we're going to do is we're also going to sell. We're going to go short right now. We're going to go short 5 contracts. And here we go. Okay. So we are filled 36.13 on the S&P minis. Monday, November 9th, 2020, 9:54 a.m. Let's look at our chart here again. Okay, so we see we're about sitting right at support here, and this market can easily collapse. I mean, harder, because it had this huge rally, but fundamentally, has much changed. Anyways, so, there's still a lot of uncertainty. There's still a lot of court back and forth that's going to happen. We don't know how the Senate's going to end, which will, how all the seats will end up happening and what's going to happen with the president. So there's a lot of uncertainty. So, anyways, in terms of the one-minute chart, we see we're basically broke down through all the averages. There's nothing holding it up. In terms of the 5-minute chart, like we said, we're sitting right at support, the last level of support, but it looks like we're easily going back to 35.80, 35.90, and then maybe even 35.60, unless momentum picks back up again. But so far, that's how it seems. Now, in terms of the 30-minute, we see that big break above all the averages, and now it's sitting on these 2 first averages, which it looks like it's about to break them. So in terms of a stop, we're going to have to leave some room today because the market is, having big, wild moves, obviously. So we're going to put in our stop. Let's see. I was going to put it near the highs, but that's a lot of room. So let's see where we're putting in our stop. Okay, you know what? We'll put in our stop at 36. Let's see what this level is. Yeah, but that's right. There's a lot of resistance there. I would say I wanted to go above here. Okay, we're going to have to do 36.42.5. I mean, that's a lot of room. Again, and that's why it's always good not to over leverage, so you can take more leisure where you put your stops. You don't want to be stopped out for no reason. You want to use stops as insurance, If you're wrong, get out. But you definitely don't want it to be... Oh, hold on. Let me go back. You definitely don't want your stops to be such that because you're over leveraged, you have to tighten the stop, get thrown out of a trade, and then you were right. So you know that it's the worst feeling. And it's hard to make money like that over time because you'll consistently get stopped out. Believe me, I have tons of experience having done that, where I was right on the market and I would have made so much money, you know, but what happened was I didn't make any money because in the past, because I had my stops too tight, I didn't give the market enough room. So when you are not over leveraged, you can have the luxury of giving yourself some space. And so long as you're more right than you're wrong, and when you are right, you make a lot more. Actually, more importantly, that you make a lot more when you're right than when you're wrong, and then you should be pretty good over time making some money. So anyways, the market right now is breaking down this final support like we were hoping and expecting. So now it's at 3607, 3608 and a half, 3608 and 3/4. Okay, so anyways, that's where we are right now. We are short the market, and we have our stop, like we said, at, let's check our working order just to make sure it was good to check. We have 3642 and a half. All right, so let's see where the market goes. Okay. All right, it's Monday, November 9th, 2020, 10:05 a.m. Market started with a huge explosion up, breaking into record highs because of the Pfizer news, propelling the market higher. And from that point, the market's been selling off really hard at the open. And we went short. And right now, we're watching our position. We went short at 36.13 and a quarter at 9:54 a.m. And we put in our stop at 36.42 and a half, which is a pretty, we're giving it a lot of room. Because this market's really crazy, and actually because the market's so crazy, we highlighted how important it is to not over leverage, and also in a crazy market like this, although I don't really like looking at the 1 minute so much because there's a lot of noise, but when the market is moving like this, you do want to pay extra attention to the 1 minute to try to find better entries and exits, and basically, to try to mitigate that risk somewhat. So we are looking at the 1 minute, and the market went to the lows of the day, or since it opened at least. And what happened was it bounced back up, huge rally to about 36.30, and now it's back at 36.20 or so, 36.21. So that's what happened on the 1 minute. Let's look at the 5 minute. And wait, hold on one more second. Let's go back to the 1 minute. So yeah, on the 1 minute, we see that it broke under all the averages, gave a short signal from about 36.50 to about 36.05, then went all the way to the resistance at 36.30, and then I guess the shorts came back in, and the market's going down, or the sellers. So now it's trying to find support at 36.20. Let's see if it breaks 36.20. Then our shorts should be good. If it goes above 36, 31, 32, 33, then maybe we get a little bit nervous with our shorts. That's with the 1 minute. Okay, now the 5 minute chart, we see that huge pop at around 6:50, I guess when the news must have hit, but the market popped, huge move from 35.50 or so to 36.68, gave a short signal at about 36.50, and then right now it's just sitting at support. Like we said, it broke through all the support levels, these averages here, the purple, yellow, are like those three averages that are usually together, and then it went above it. It stopped at the blue line, our blue moving average, and now it looks like it's heading back down. So again, we're watching those averages, so it's at a crucial point there. In terms of the 30 minute, we see that big breakout at 35.50 to the high of 36.68, and now again it's sitting at these averages. And then again, the daily chart, like we said, we see the huge breakout, but again, if the market doesn't close near the highs, and actually if it closes under 3,600, then we may continue to base out around these levels between 35 and 3,600, or we may even go back and retrace. But again, you see, that's the beautiful part of trading. You don't have to, predict the market. I mean, because nobody has a crystal ball. What you got to do is go with the market. And if you're wrong, get out. And if you're right, maximize those gains. And that is the way traders make money over time. And it's an art as much as it is a skill. And that's why it's not just like, okay, I'll follow the system, it'll work every time. It won't. Every single system has times that it goes down. It's kind of, it's a risk management game as much as it is a strategic game. And many, many times you're going to be wrong, on the market, or you may be right, but you might not be right on the timing. And there's a lot of issues. So you need to always mitigate that risk and always play defensive. Don't over leverage, and leave yourself room on your stops. But you also don't want to get wiped out on any one trade or one day or 1 week or even 1 month. You want to always leave yourself that room. Okay, that's the story right now. So the market is struggling to see if it can go lower here or bottom out and attempt to go back to the highs. Both are possibilities, and we will we will do what we can to participate in whatever the market does. Alrighty, Monday, November 9th, 10:36 a.m. Let's see what's going on here. The market now is at 36.08, 36.07 and a quarter, 36.06 and 3/4 on the S&P Minis futures. Let's look at what the daily chart looks like. Okay, so we see that we're getting close to that 3,600 level, which we feel a break under that, we're getting close, would signify a major down move and a failed attempt in breaking out here, which does not mean the market's not going to continue going higher, but what would make most sense would be that we'd have a little bit of a basing pattern at these high levels as things get sorted out in the coming weeks and months, and then eventually new heights into next year. But we will see. So the daily chart, we're looking at that 3,600 level. Let's look at the hourly chart. The hourly chart, we have, we're at 36.04 now, we're getting close. The hourly chart, we see a huge rally, and again, that 3,600 level there looks like an important level to signify a short signal for the 1 hour chart. In terms of the 30-minute, we see that we've gotten that short signal about, an hour and a half ago or so. And since then, it's kind of been like struggling, went up to almost like 36.27, 28, and then went back down to close to around the 3,600 level, 36.05, 36.07. It's kind of like been playing there. Now we're at 36.03 and change, and it looks like that blue line will be the next level that we're going to break, and then we're going to potentially test the support at 35.50. On the let's look at the 10-minute. We haven't looked at that earlier. We did not look at that earlier. Okay, look at the 10-minute. We see a really nice short signal at 36.40, which is around where we have our stop. And then the market went down to close to 3,600, 36.05 or whatever, 10, whatever, bounced to 36.20, back down to close to 3,600. Now we're at 36.04, and it looks like 3,600 again is going to be an important level. There's a lot of support there on the 10-minute. So we will want to break through all those averages, but we will see where it takes us. In terms of the 5-minute, we see that we broke through all the support decisively, and now we're looking out for this 3,600 level, and we're looking for it to break the blue and the red moving average lines. So we're looking at maybe 35.90, then 35.70, and then we can potentially go to the lows. I don't mean it has to happen today. You know, it would be great if it does for our short, but you know, in the short term. In terms of the 1 minute chart, we see we're under all of the moving averages, and we basically have nothing holding it. So potentially we could go straight down to 35.60. Let's look at the closer up. Here we see we're scraping the lows on the 1 minute. So that's where we're at, ladies and gentlemen, and I will be back with you guys in a little bit. Alright, Monday, November 9th, 2020, 10:48 a.m. Fantastic news, at least for the shorts. We are under 3,600. We are now at 35.97 and 3/4. So yeah, it looks like this was a great short. It looks like this market completely fizzled out. It had a huge breakout to open up, hit record highs, and now it's back down. All right, let's see. We're at 35.95 right now, 95 and a half. Ready, Monday, November 9th, 2020, 12:10 p.m. So let's see what's happening. The market right now is at 35.98, 97 and 3/4. So we are under the 3,600 at this moment. Now we're at 35.96. In terms of, let's look at the daily chart. So we see that we are, you know, like we said, it's really important to see if we close under 3,600. And it's very important to note that we hit 36.68, and now we're at 35.98, 35.97 and a half. That's about 70 points or so from the highs. In terms of the Dow, that equates roughly about 700 points. It depends on a lot of variables, but about 700 points. So we see this big down move once we broke out into new highs. So we will have to see if we end up under 3,600 today. That's what the daily chart looks like. Let's look at the 10-minute again. And here we go. Okay, the 10-minute, very interesting. We are right now sitting on all the moving averages of support. And if we, right now is really crucial, and we are approaching 12:30, which to me, from my studies in the past, has been a time of where trends can change or intensify. So in the next 20 minutes or so, we may get out if this market reverses, but more, you know, possibly, depending on it breaking down here, we may take out the lows, interestingly, which would be a very interesting day if the market broke out to new record highs and goes to the lows. That wouldn't be too encouraging if you're a bull, right? Okay, but that would make a lot of sense because there's a lot of uncertainty with the president and with the votes and with so many other things, and COVID is still an issue. So, yeah, that's the story. Okay, so that's what the 10-minute looks like. Let's look at the 30-minute. 30-minute, we're at a really crucial point, and which would be pretty befitting 12:30. You know, coming to 12:30, 18 minutes away. We're right between either a long signal or a short signal. So let's see if we go above these averages or under the blue. If we go up above the averages, we would probably get out and go long. If we go under, we would just be happy with our short, okay? And maybe move our stop. Okay, that's the situation right now in the 30-minute. Let's look at the 5-minute. 5-minute also, we're at a crucial point right now. As you see, when it broke through the blue, this is really the first, well, second or third time, but it's always held above this blue line. So if it breaks down under this blue line, that would be pretty significant for a breakdown under, you know, to test the red line and maybe even lower. And we, you know, the higher we go, the stronger we can fall, right? Which is the beauty of trading short term, because you can make money in a long, you know, in an up market or down market. Okay, the 1 minute, we're kind of in between 35.88 and about 36.10. And again, we're watching that as well. Okay. Okay, it is Monday, November 9th, 12:37 p.m. So let's see what's going on. In terms of the 30-minute chart, we see how we are right now crawling above these averages. So if we go a little higher from here, especially at this point in the day, I would say it's time to get out of shorts and go long. So that's what's going on in the 30-minute. In terms of the 5-minute, we see basically it went above, well, this line, okay, let me explain. Support and resistance changes. So when you break down under support and you slice it, then eventually that becomes resistance on the way up. So this line that used to be support and was broken through now became resistance, and we are above the resistance at the moment. But you see that white line, it's still not giving me a clear long signal. So we are going to watch that there and see if we go right back down under this resistance level. That's in terms of the 5-minute. Now in terms of the 1-minute, we see here market went through all the averages actually, and basically it looks like there's smooth riding unless we swiftly go down. Now I don't use the 1-minute normally, like I've discussed multiple times, but in a market like today, when the market's moving tremendously in a matter of minutes, it makes sense to look at the 1-minute closely. So the 1-minute is above all the averages at the moment, and in terms of the 10-minute, we see that we are also right now above all of the averages at this moment right now. So we're going to be watching the next few minutes. They are going to be very crucial, and depending on where the market goes, we may actually go out of our shorts and go long, or we may just move our stop. Right, the final hour of the trading day, even less than an hour, 3:21 p.m. Monday, November 9th, 2020. So let's look, since we have the 10-minute chart up, we'll start there. What we see is that it hit support, okay, right over here. You see to the left, hit all those support levels, bounced above it, and that was a big move, by the way, from 35.90 to 36.20. I mean, on your P&L, that's like huge. On your profit and losses, you see all of a sudden, if you're short, you could be down, you could be up tremendously, and then all of a sudden you lose and you're negative. So that's part of why you have to be careful with those stops and over leveraging, because these roller coaster moves and this volatility and this noise can really keep you out of good trades or throw you out early or just destroy your account. So anyways, that's what happened. It rallied, and then it went right back down under the support, and now we're touching this blue line, and it looks like we're going to break it. So in terms of our short, we look like we're going to be really good on this short on the 10-minute. On the 5-minute chart, we see a similar pattern, broke above the averages, back below all of them, and now we're touching this red line, which again could be a great short. And let's look at the 1-minute. 1-minute, a little bit of a choppy down move. We're hitting this bottom. We've hit it a bunch of times from 11 a.m., rallied back up, hit it again, bounced up again, and now we're at these lows. So let's see where that takes us. And finally, let's look at the 30-minute, and then it looks like we're breaking down here. All right, let's see. Alrighty, it's almost 4 p.m. The market's about to close. The New York Stock Exchange is about to close, and we are up huge, 10.22%. Well, we didn't get out yet, so we have to see where we get out. But $17,687. That would be a record for us if we close right here. In terms of the charts, let's look at them real quick. So you see here on the 30-minute, we broke through all of these support here. We're going towards the blue line, but it is the market close. 5-minute, we broke down through all the averages. 1-minute, we broke down all of everything. Hold on. And then 10-minute, we are, okay. Yep, we're under the red. A little under the red. We're trying to go back above. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to put in an order. We're going to replace our order we have, and we're going to put it in for 36.36, okay? And let's see if we got filled. Okay, we canceled our stop, And now we have a working order for 36.36. Alrighty. Alright, I think I put in an order at the wrong price. I put in a limit order for 36.36 while the market is at 35.51. So that, yeah, so let's see what's going on here. So let's cancel this order. Let's see. Okay, cancel order. Alright, we are out. We have no open orders. Okay, we're still short since 36.13 and a quarter. And the market is bouncing a little bit off of these lows. So we're going to put in a limit order at 35.36. That's what I wanted to do. So yeah, I don't know how that happened. But we may change that anyways because we are running out of time here. But let's see. So 35.36 is what I had wanted to do. Limit order. Okay. Here we go. Buy 35.36. And we have a limit order now at 35.36. Yeah, things happen, you know, when you're trading. Sometimes you put in the wrong orders and you need to correct them fast. Okay. All right. So we're in right now. We have our order in. And let's see if the market goes back down to the lows and we get filled. And if not, we'll move our limit. Alrighty. Alrighty, let's close out the best day of the trading challenge so far. We have our order. We're going to replace it to a market order. And we're going to get out and say thank you. And we will take these profits. Okay. We replaced it. We are filled. Beautiful. 35.49 and 3/4. We're up 9.42%. We're up a little higher, but hey, you're not going to always get the maximum price. And in terms of our P&L, let's go to that. We are at $168,449.80, making money on a day that had the market go to one of the highest levels ever, and we made money on the downside. So you see the beauty of trading in the short term and doing what you need to make money with whatever you feel is best. And that is the story. That's what we're looking to do. We're looking to have a hedge fund in the future that's going to basically look to profit over the short term with the market volatility, where we don't care if the market goes up or down. We just care that we should be right as much as possible, or that when we are right, we make more than when we're wrong. And as you can see, last week we had 3 down days and 2 up days, and yet we're still ahead. And with today's gains, we're way ahead. So anyways, all of this is gonna be on YouTube. You're welcome to come and review each of the trading days, see when we got in. They were recorded live, and follow us for the rest of the challenge. Go create a TD Ameritrade account if you want to compete as well. That would be great. And once we're done with the 30-day challenge, we're going to move towards going live and having a live trading account. So a lot of exciting things happening as we are building a leading hedge fund from the ground up. So I hope you're excited, because we are. All right, guys, have a fantastic day. God bless you.